Hey guys, Dark Visions number 7, the second area is now open. These are going to be the easy versions of the magical fights. And then on Monday we're going to be getting the final area, which is when the fights become quite a bit more challenging. But for now we're going to be doing the first areas of the magic stuff. These enemies are going to be weak to thunder and wind. They are stone type enemies, and we're going to be using this team. So for these first two bosses, they do water and earth damage. So we're going to be getting to 100% resist from a buff. One of them does AoE sleep, one of them does AoE poison, and then one of them does single target blind. So we're immune to all that. We're going to be taking Grimlord Sakura. I did have Ibarra on this team, but I'm going to drop Ibarra for now and take Grimlord instead. We're going to save Ibarra for the final day because she's a lot more powerful. But Grimlord is a little bit more accessible, so people, pull for Grimlord. She's on the banner currently, and she's pretty easy to get. We're going to get her, excuse me. She's going to be doing her shift form for the DPS. We've got Stone Killer, and we're going to be using her physical chains. Now, because of that, we need to imbue her and then dispel her. This is what I mentioned when I pulled for her. It's a little bit of a tricky to use her off element, but it's going to be okay. So we're going to imbue her with thunder and use her off element chains. And the whole team, like I mentioned, has 60% or better earth and water resist. Ace is going to be doing Calamity Border. That's where the resistance buff comes from. Other than that, just a stone killing, physical scaling mage. Rem, same thing. She's going to be the one dispelling the imbue off of Sakura to make her work. Elena, same thing. She's going to be just chaining Stone Killer or chaining magic damage for Stone Killer. Zon going to be spreading buffs. And then Eileen is going to be giving us the Stone Killer. If you don't have Neovision's Eileen, you can grab Nameless Gunner Jake. She is only here for the Stone Killer, and that's pretty much it. Alright, let's get in here and knock it out. So the first bosses are going to be the same as the second boss, just, weaker, and we're going to hope that we don't one-shot them. Alright, so to start off, Grimlord Sakura is going to Candy Master. We're going to Will-O-Wisp herself. That's going to give us a modifier boost for her chain thing. And then we're going to Candy Feast, if I can find it. Alright, now Rem is going to get rid of that imbue off of Sakura. So we're going to leave it to me. Then we're going to accelerate. And then Cleansing Lightning is going to imbue with Thunder. Let's see, Ace is going to Calamity Border, but wait until the Dispel is done first. So as you see, that Dispel, it removed the imbue off of Sakura, but you can't dispel her mod boost, so those remain, which is the reason we're doing this. Alright, Calamity Border. Elena is going to, let's see, oh yeah, Eileen. Eileen, I want to do her Magnus for now. And then we're going to have Elena do her LB. This shouldn't one-shot because we're not imbued yet. I can give her a mod. I can give her a mod boost though. All right, now Zon is going to just double up here. We're going to critical the buff off of Rem. That's the magic buff, and then Thief in the Night to break. So it's only 70% breaks, but it's all we really need. Alright, some earth and water damage. I'm sorry, the first boss is only earth, the next boss is earth and water. But just for my own convenience, I gear both of them at the same time. Alright, Eileen, we're going to go ahead and shift and then use the Magnus. That's a killer buff. Now Zon can spread the rest of the buffs. We're going to steal the imbue off of Rem, the killer off of Eileen, and then give everyone those buffs. And let's go. It's kill time. Let's see, we'll Supernova and then double Gemini. Rem will triple. Let's Seraphim and then daggers. Ace will triple Bolting Strike. And Sakura is going to go ahead and shift. And we're going to do Grim Soul Blade 3 times. Now she can technically unlock quadcast and all, but this team is not really quadcasting, so we're not going to bother. Also, it's day 1, so we don't need to. Okay, so there should be a perfect score. And then we're going to do the same thing in the next area. Yeah, I made my little flow chart of what I'm doing per turn, make this a little bit quick and easier. And Dark Golem, who's going to be pretty much exactly the same. No changes at all. This is the reason I gear the whole team in both resistances, so I can like save time like this. All right, Sakura, same thing. We're going to Candy Master. We're going to Feast, and we're going to Will-O-Wisp herself. And then Rem is going to triple. We're going to dispel that imbue off of Sakura because it's the wrong element. We're going to accelerate and Cleansing Lightning. Ace will Calamity Border. Eileen will fill LB so that we can use Limit on Elena. Let's see, Zahn gonna double up. We're going to Thief and then critical on Rem. Wait for Elena to finish. Okay. And this one does the water and the earth damage, like I mentioned. There's the water. Alright, let's go ahead and shift Eileen. Actually, I think for this one, I want it to be a little bit more damage. So we're going to go ahead and, let's see, Solid Breaker, Barrier Remover, and Custom Drill. This will do a slightly bigger buff for Elena. Alright, so we're going to Reflector. Let's see, Critical for Eileen, Elemental for Rem, and Share. And we do some chains. Ace does Bolting Strike. Secure is going to go ahead and shift and triple Grim Spectral. Or Grim Soul. Okay, this should be a max score, I think. Yep, there we go. And if you don't have Sakura, you can just grab like what's it called? Ibarra and cap with her LB. And like I mentioned, we're going to definitely be using Ibarra on the final day. But I think for the easy mode, we'll skip the harder to get limited unit. Alright, let me adjust the team slightly and we'll go to the next area. See you in a moment. Alright guys, next up is the other magical stages for today. These are birds that are weak to ice and water. We're going to be going with a water team. So pretty much the same units here. The only difference is we're swapping Eileen for Advent Children Tifa because she does a bird killer buff. That's mostly it. The enemies do fire and thunder damage. Now because Sakura has a 100% fire and thunder resist buff, we're only going to we're not going to resist gear the team. We're just going to keep them at 0 or better to fire and thunder, and we're going to use a 100% buff on the whole team. Now Sakura is one difference here. We're going to be giving her 100% to both in her base form. Yep. So there we go. And we gave her Mirage because we're gonna be dispelling her with Finger Snap, and it might deal a little bit of damage. I don't know. We're gonna see. And then Shift Form. Shift Form is gonna be just bird killing with 5,000 magic, and the same thing. We're using her physical scaling skills. Ace, bird killer, a lot of poach, a lot of bird killer. Rem, bird killer, and poach. We're not using Rems to dispel because we want to keep that 100% resist buff from Sakura. Elena, again, lots of bird killer, and she's got 0 or better fire and lightning. Zon never changes. And then AC Tifa, I would give her Call of the Wild so we can get her LB a little bit easier. Alright, let's do it. So I'm not sure how hard Ace is going to hit. Oh yeah, Ace is on Odin for Finger Snap. I should have mentioned that. I'm not sure how hard Ace is going to hit Rem, but we're going to find out. Or Sakura. Let's go ahead and Candy Feast. That gives the resist buff, by the way, I mentioned. And then we're going to Will-O-Wisp herself. Now Ace is going to Finger Snap to get rid of that. You see right here, adds fire element. We don't want that. So we're going to Finger Snap that away. She's going to Mirage 1 and the dual wielded hit. Oh, it barely even hurt. We didn't even need Mirage. Okay, Rem is now going to just accelerate. Elena is going to Aqua Overflow, Polaris, and Stella Marie. Yes. Let's see. Tifa is going to just use her LB here. It's filled because of Call of the Wild and the Magnus on Sakura. And Zon will, let's see, double up. We're going to critical on Elena for the magic buff, and then we're going to break the boss with Thief of the Night. And the first boss is only thunder. It's the second boss that does thunder and fire. Alright, Tifa is going to just somersault die for the bird killer buff. Now Zon is going to Reflector, bird killer from Tifa. We're going to element from Elena. She's got the water imbue, and then spread buffs. And let's go. We'll just triple Gemini. Actually, yeah, we'll triple Gemini. And then we'll just do our chains. Pretty straightforward. Shift. Okay. And then second boss, we do the exact same thing. Yeah, those 100% resist buffs on Grimlord Sakura are kind of convenient. It's part of the reason I wanted to pull for her. Her damage is not really anything mind-blowing. It's actually slightly on the lower side compared to like Ibarra or something. But those like resist buffs and all the LB fill and stuff she does is pretty convenient. So here we go. Dark Phoenix, same thing. Alright, let's see here. So we're going to... Oh, no, we have to do Candy. Candy Master. So we're going to Grim Feast. We're going to Will-O-the-Wisp herself. Make sure when you Will-O-the-Wisp, you target herself. Otherwise, the mod boost won't work. Alright, so we're going to Finger Snap on Sakura. Rem will just accelerate. Elena is going to Aqua and then both the cooldowns. We can turn one LB with AC Tifa because of the Magnus on whoever. Sakura. And this one does fire and thunder damage. As you see. Alright, somersault dive. Reflector, elemental on Elena, critical on Tifa. Let's go ahead and get those buffs all around. And we just chain this boss down. So again, the first areas are pretty simple, not a whole lot going on, as long as you've got some decent killers to spread, some mages, etc., then these shouldn't give you too many problems. Monday is when the bosses are going to become quite a bit more challenging. There we go. 2.14, 2.14. Okay, so we're back to a perfect score. Okay, so that will be it for today. I'll be doing the final 3 bosses, which is the final physical fight, the final magical fight, and then the final real boss on Monday. And those fights would be significantly more interesting and challenging. I'll be taking Ibarra off the bench, etc. Okay, so there we go. I guess see you guys in 2 days. Later.